classes. We are continuing our chapter teeth and microbes. We have completed teeth part and its structure, how many kinds of teeth are there, and what are the caring part of the teeth, and if we do not take the care of the teeth, what type of diseases we have. So these all about the teeth, and today I'll take the second part of this chapter, that is microbes. Okay, nowadays our schools are closed, offices are closed, everybody is emphasizing us to stay at home. Do you know why we have to stay at home? Because these days one contagious disease is spreading throughout the world. What is that? That is COVID-19. And what is the reason of this COVID-19? We know a virus called corona is spreading this disease throughout the world, and as it is contagious in nature, and it can be communicated from one person to another person by touching or using anything which is used by the diseased person, so the another healthy person can get this disease. So we have to stay at our home, and the only safety part, or we can save ourselves if we will stay at our home. So this is a kind of microbe, and what this microbe is called? This is a virus. So today our part of the chapter is microbes, and we will study about how many types of microbes are there and what is a microbe. So let's start. I'll explain you. Microbes are actually very tiny structures, and they are so tiny that we cannot see them by our naked eyes. To see them, we have to use microscope, and through the microscope we can see the structure of a microorganism, or you can say microbe. So these microorganisms or microbes are very tiny, but they are varying in size. They can be found everywhere, in air, in water, in soil, in food, inside, outside, the bodies of the animals, plants, human beings, anywhere it can stay. So what are the conditions for their growth? They can grow anywhere if the moisture and humidity or warmth is there. So they grow in a warm place if the humidity is there, and when they get the proper food, humidity and warmth, that time they grow very rapidly. And generally these microorganisms grow rapidly in summer seasons or in a warm place. So these all about the tendency of the microbes and how they get grow. So now we will study about their structure. We will see how many types of or how many kinds of microbes are there. If we categorize them, we can see there are mainly 4 types of microorganisms. These are bacteria, viruses, protozoa and fungi. So one by one we will see the structure and their what type of diseases they spread and what is their utility. So all microorganisms are not bad, and they all are not spreading the contagious diseases. Few microorganisms, or you can say few bacteria, are very good, and by them we are getting so many useful things. But today I'll take, at first I'll elaborate the structure of the bacteria. See, refer to the page 14. Bacteria. This is bacteria. These bacteria are actually single cell, and this is a single cell structure. So it is it varying in the shapes, like rod shaped bacteria you can found. There are comma shaped bacteria are there. Few bacteria is spherical or round in shape. So so many types and so many structures these bacteria are having. Next one is the viruses. Viruses are kind of the microbe. They are smaller than the bacteria, and they generally they spread through the air. Next one is the fungi. Fungi is also a type of structure. They are not only the single celled structure, they are single celled as well as multicellular structures, and these are found generally in the humid places, and there are so many useful fungi there which we use to eat also, like mushroom is also a kind of fungi. Next one is the protozoa. We know mosquitoes, these come in this category. So mosquitoes always spread kind of diseases. So one by one we will take and elaborately if we see the structure of the bacteria. Here we can see this is spherical, this one is round in shape, there are comma shape and rod shape. So here we can see the different kind of bacteria, and they are varying in their shape. So many kinds of bacteria we can find in air, water and soil. Next one is the virus. So when we will see the virus or viruses, they are very small, very tiny shape, and these viruses are spread in the air, water, everywhere, but generally they are coming to us from one body to another by air. And third one is the fungi. You see the fungi, their structures are actually multi-cellular or single celled also. So these are root of this fungus are actually spreaded, or there are so many branches are there. So this is a kind of fungi. Next one is the protozoa. Protozoa are also single cell, or we can see the examples of the protozoa. Very common example is mosquito is there. Plasmodium is also there and mosquito is there. So these all are the structure of the microorganisms. Now let me explain about the diseases which are spread through these bacteria, viruses or protozoas, or what kind of diseases we get from the fungus. So one by one, if we'll see, some microbes are useful and some are harmful. So the microbes which are harmful to us, or which are reasons of communicable diseases, due to which microbes we get the communicable diseases, these microbes are called harmful microbes or germs. So these germs are caused communicable diseases like malaria, dengue, then cholera, diphtheria. These all kind of diseases are spread through these microbes. So one by one we will take. First microbe is given here, bacteria. So due to bacteria, many kind of diseases are there which can be spread. These are typhoid, diphtheria, pneumonia and tuberculosis. If we will take these diseases, or what are the symptoms of these diseases, so I'll explain it one by one. First one is typhoid. If we are having the typhoid, or if a person is suffering from the typhoid, that person must have high fever, headache, and that person feels pain throughout his or her body. Next one is the diphtheria. Diphtheria disease, if a person is suffering from diphtheria, that person must have sore throat, swelling of the lymph nodes and congestion of its lungs. And diphtheria is also a very dangerous disease, and in this disease a person becomes very weak. Next one is the pneumonia. Pneumonia means a severe type of cold. When the lungs become full of cough, or you can say congestion is there, short breathing is there, and the person who is suffering from pneumonia, having heavy breaths or short breaths, that person is unable to take the normal breath. Next disease caused due to bacteria is tuberculosis, and tuberculosis is very common among us. And in this disease, a person coughs a lot, and that person having the night sweat. So these two symptoms are commonly found in the person who is suffering from tuberculosis. Next category is the viruses. We know common cold is also example of virus, and these if we talk about the agent of the virus, agents are air, water, everything, but generally common cold comes to us through the droplets which are spread in the air. When a person who is suffering from common cold or any kind of virus like smallpox, influenza, that person sneezes or coughs in the air, the droplets from that person comes out and mixes with the air, and when a healthy person breathe that air, that infectious or the germs goes inside that person and make that person sick. So this communicable disease generally go through the go to a healthy person through air. Next one is the influenza. In this disease, a person is having fever, high fever, and its body becomes, after the fever, alternatively body becomes chills. Once the person is having the fever, and just after the high fever, the body becomes chills. And that person having the running nose, red eyes, these all are the symptoms of flu or the influenza. The common cold, we all know, we cough a lot, we sneezes a lot, we are having headache and pain inside our body, we don't feel like to be fit. So these all are the symptoms of common cold. Next, if we go for fungi, or we will explain the fungi, I'll explain you. Fungus is a type of a disease spread through the fungi, or the diseases which spread through the fungus are ringworm and then athlete foot. These two diseases are common, which are spread through fungi or fungus. So what is this athlete foot? Athlete foot means the person who is having this kind of disease, in between the toes there are some swelling, or it becomes the pain between the toes, infection is there, or this part of the skin become very scaly, or scaly and itching is there. So itching and scaly skin is due to the athlete foot, and this is caused due to the very much of sweating, or sometimes if you wear too short or very tight fitting shoes, this is also a cause of having this type of athlete foot or this type of disease. Next one, if we talk, that is ringworm. Ringworm means darkening of the skin and dark patches. We can see the dark patches on the skin, and the skin is become very scaly, and all time it is itchy. So these all are the symptoms of the fungus or the fungi. Next one is the protozoa. As we know, malaria and dysentery are the common two examples of this kind of diseases, and which are spread through the protozoa. And malaria is due to the female anopheles, or that is a mosquito, and we know how it is being conveyed from one person to another person. When a female mosquito or the anopheles female mosquito sucks the blood of a affected person who is having that malaria, along with the blood, the germ cells comes inside its mouth, and with in the same time when this female mosquito bites another healthy person, these germs insert inside the body or enter inside that healthy person's body, and in this way this disease is being spreaded, or these are communicate from one person to another person. So these all are the communicable diseases which are spreaded through these type of microbes. So microbes are actually they are present in our everywhere, and we have to take proper preventions. What are these preventions? First of all, we have to take vaccines, and secondly, we have to keep ourselves neat and clean. We have to keep the environment neat and clean, and we have to take care of our hygiene. In this way, we can prevent these communicable diseases, and that's all for today. And in my next lesson, I'll take your useful microbes which are giving some fruitful results, or which are giving some good products to us. Until that, goodbye.